Hello, and welcome to Dr. Vaughn's Voice. Every morning on my way to school, I listen to Danny Merrill on Kicks 105.1, right here in East Texas. Danny and his crew always are upbeat. They enjoy their time in the morning. Sometimes I go and visit with them. There's one segment that I really enjoy when it comes on, and I love this guy. He's funny. He gets my day started with a laugh. He's just country folks. Schools across America have reached their first grading period or soon will. And after careful review of how students are doing, schools are worried about how our remote students are performing. The concern is so great that some school districts are ending remote learning altogether because students are not doing their part in maintaining a great education. In the phrasing of Earl Pitts, it's time to wake up, America. If your child suffered a concussion and the doctor told you to wake them up every 3 hours and make them talk to you, would you tell them to remember to wake up every 3 hours, or tell them to let you know why they're struggling and if they're struggling? Would you have them set an alarm so they could wake up on their own? I know it would demand us waking up every 3 hours in the middle of the night or even during the day to check on them, to have that discussion with them, to make sure that they don't need us and that we don't need to get some emergency attention. It'd be tiring and making for a long day and night, but that's what we signed up for when we became a parent. Let me ask you just this. What would you do if your car started 80% of the time? What would you do if your refrigerator worked 80% of the time? What would you do if your employees that work for you came to work 80% of the time? Or what about that plumber you hired to fix the leak? What if he did 80% of the repairs? Or that hunting dog, as we're getting close to season, only hunted 80% of the time? You get the picture. Jeff Foxworthy would say it like this: that dog don't hunt. While Earl Pitts would tell you to wake up, America, you know something's got to change. Principals and teachers are the heroes. The ones that you see in the background behind me, they're on the front lines making sure your child does not lose their way in the most difficult educational time. We understand that it's very difficult for you to work all day and then go home to ensure your children do their work for school. It's time to wake up, America, and realize we've got to make a change. I'm asking you to do this. In a very safe environment that we have, send your kids back to school. We're having great success in keeping our kids safe. When a staff member or student shows any symptoms, they stay home. Can you be that sure of all the people you cross paths with are healthy when you go to the local grocer, retail store, walk through the park, or attend your religious services? Or even if you keep them totally locked up in their home all day, can you be sure you're not carrying something in your home after you've been out in public? We must all be out in society and attend to the needs of living. We need to wash our hands, cover our mouths when we cough, do everything that we can to make sure we remain safe. And as you look at the scales and the balances of our decisions that we make, you're going to make a very big one right now. How much is it going to cost our kids if you don't make them do their work? I want to encourage you to bring your children to school. And if your child is not working and they're not passing their courses, and we have some, what will you do to make sure that that next year doesn't become a year of academic recovery? For a developing mind, not a minute of instruction can be taken for granted. These same heroes are begging you to bring your kids to school. They're more concerned about your children's loss of education than the possibility of them getting ill. And I can't guarantee no student or staff will ever get sick, just like I couldn't in the fall or in the February when the flu hit. But neither can you. If your student is passing classes through remote learning, stay remote. But if your child is not, if they're failing the class, you need to bring them back to school. Remote learning may not be an option for your student. As a decision maker, what you do for the next 9 weeks will have substantial impact on the academic growth. So we got a hot deal. Remember, we talked about that. As you help our teachers drop everything and lead students, we're offering to take your children back on campus at no additional cost to you. Teachers will work their best and do all the magic they can to restore lost learning and fill in gaps that have appeared. And just maybe, our kids will begin to sense some normalcy in their life. You need to think about what you can do and help our teachers. Bring your children back to school. Drop everything and lead students. This is Dr. Vaughn's voice. Remember, mask up, wash up, read up, have a great day, and we look forward to seeing your kids on our campus again.